Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Poker!
Y'all have a good con?
Hey, sorry.
Y'all sound tired. It's only Friday. What's wrong with you?
It was a long Thursday.
Oh, yeah, totally. So, while we're waiting for the actual host to show up, I can kind of go over how open mic works a little bit. Speak of the devil, and he shows up. Citrine, over here, over here. Beep, 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 beep.
I'll kill you!
Beep.
Mama, kill me first.
I don't know what these other people are doing. I've got my blind card. I can do that.
I have the only blind card.
Not this time.
Oh, really?
Got the stick.
No,
got the
please
stick.
look right here. Oh, wait.
Wait, what? We're multiplying! Use the stick. Yes! So, there's a reason that I'm not fashionably late. It's 5:31, and that's pretty good. The elevator was the Matrix. It took me up, and up, and up, and I'm pushing down, and I get the one elevator that keeps going up.
Wait. Up and up and up?
Yeah.
That elevator only has 3 floors.
No! And so we went all the way up to floor, I believe, 6 or 7. And then this stupid thing, we're like, okay, finally, we got a bunch of these people, and we start going down. The sucker stops on every floor. No one gets off. I don't understand. So we just started screaming German elevator party, and then every time it would open, it kept going down.
Elevators are fun.
Yes. Yes, I like the yes. Yes. So now I have arrived.
Welcome.
Yay.
Welcome to Open Mic.
So you and me running it together, is that how that's...
I guess.
Okay.
My name's on the schedule, but okay.
Okay, you know what? You're being voluntold by this line guy. I need some eyes, so...
Okay.
So I'm totally just using your eyes.
I'll be your seeing eye dog, I guess.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So for those not familiar with Open Mic, if you want to come up, you're just going to raise your hand and you'll get to come up for a 3 to 5 minute set. The time's going to vary I can't talk today.
You want me to help you, bud?
Yes, please.
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. If you've ever wanted to do a comedy skit, or you've ever wanted to tell some joke, even a knock-knock joke, it doesn't matter. We're all friends here. We're here to have fun. We're here to laugh. So this is basically your chance to come up and try comedy. Just try your hand at it and have a good time. If you want to come up, then raise your hands. My friend here, who's going to be apparently my seeing eye dog now, is going to call on you. We'll ask you how you want to be introduced. Then we'll say your name. We'll tell you, congratulations. Then we'll give you the mic, and you'll have 3 to 5 minutes, somewhere in the middle, depending on how many people want to go up, because we do only have an hour. And so then how that's going to work, when you get about, we'll say 30 seconds being timed.
When you have a minute left, I'm going to stand up from my seat. When you have 30 seconds left, I'm going to get a little closer to you. When you get less time, I'm going to get even closer to you.
And
then it's going to get awkward.
You will end your set when it's awkward.
Hello there.
Hello.
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 Beep.
Beep.
Well, what do you know about that?
I will do everything I can to complicate your system.
Now, this is an 18+ panel.
Yay.
Oh,
So
good.
that being, we can say certain words. That being said, guys, we do want to, we all want to have fun here, so try to, I think we all know where that line is. Try not to go beyond the rated R line, okay? That being said,
That being said, let's see some hands raised. Let's see how many people want to come up today. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10. I'm seeing about 10 hands, so I think we can get away with 5-minute sets. So, who wants to come up first? All right, I think I saw your hand there. Come on up to the stage, and what is your name?
16-bit parrot.
Ladies and gentlemen,
give it up for 16-bit Ferret!
let's actually turn around.
Is it gone? All right, cool. So about 7 years ago, I developed a big fear of birds.
This all happened when I was in the Outer Banks, right? So the day before, I got sun poisoning. By the way, the worst thing you could ever have happen. So the next day happens, it's overcast, so my husband and I are like, okay, cool, let's go out, let's collect some seashells, cool. So I'm sitting there gathering seashells. I see one I don't like, I just chuck it aside. I don't think anything of it, but I see a seagull swoop by and try to grab it. And I'm like, dumb bird. So I keep on doing it, and like every half shell I pick up, I keep on doing the same exact thing again. So about 4 or 5 shells later, my other half looks around, they're like, ferret, turn around. Apparently in that time, a line of 4 seagulls, like single file, were behind me. I turn around and, and I throw seashells everywhere. Who's ever seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds? You know that scene where the lady's like, no! No! That was me. On a beach. I'm like, help! And at that point, my husband's on the ground dying laughing. And he can't do a damn thing to help me. So ever since then, whenever I see a bird of a certain size, I'm like, nope, nope, nope. But that's still nothing compared to what my dog did about 2 years ago. Oh God. I love my dog Comet, but he is just... So we've had him for about that time, right? So we have a toy box under the bed in a shoebox, or well, we did. So we don't have a baby gate up, didn't have it up. So I was doing the dishes, he ran upstairs, then ran back down. I'm like, all right, cool, don't think anything of it at all. So I take a look at him, and I see that he's chewing on something blue. I'm like, okay, he's playing with his chew toys. Wait a minute, none of his chew toys are blue. So I'm like, Comet? And then here he is, and he found a dildo from the toy drawer. So I'm like, Comet, get back here. And he's like, at that was like, oh boy, it's playing chase with dad time now. So I had to chase him around the living room for 20 minutes to get a dildo out of his mouth. And at that point, I finally get it from him. I just stick it on the table. Suction cup, thank goodness. Wait for my husband to get home. And he just sees the dildo right there at the kitchen table. He's like, hon, why is there a dildo on the kitchen table? And I'm like, well, we gotta find a better hiding place for the dog, because somehow the dog can open up shoe boxes. And the sad thing is, you look at it, there's still teeth marks there. And it's like, oh, you know, he may be a little shithead, he's my little shithead. Oh, man. So, that's really my set, really.
Go for 16-bit Barrett!
I've got to say, my friend, I'm never going to look at dildos the same way again.
What can I say?
You can look at dildos?
I have a visual image now. That's what he did.
Everyone can look at dildos.
Okay, we got some more crowd here. Who wants to come up next? Let's see here. Let's have you come up. What's your name?
Anubis.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Anubis. I keep cutting you off.
How's everyone doing tonight? Well, as he just said, and cut him off very rudely, my name is Anubis. This is my second convention yet, and I have never done stand-up before, so I'm hoping that you guys will like what I have to tell for you. So, about 2 years ago, I used to work in a little game store in a mall down in Florence, Kentucky. If you ever been down there, there's a little store called Game Swap. They had me, I saw him perk up, yes. I was the assistant manager at Game Swap for a year. Only a year, for a reason. I pulled many shenanigans in the mall, things that I will not repeat, things that I should not repeat. But the one that I definitely love to tell about is when I crashed a child's beauty pageant in the mall. So it was a Sunday, short hours. My friend comes in to cover my shift for a little bit while I go get lunch. I look at him and I say, hey, I'm hungry and I'm bored. He looks at me and says, fine, go, I don't care. He's tired, he's angry, I had to pull him in from his day off. So I go and I'm texting. I don't notice anything around me because that's just me. I'm hitting the phone, minding my own business. Now, the center of the mall, they've been trying to set up a beauty pageant for the last few weeks. So they've had ropes, tables, trophies, and all of the essentials to have a beauty pageant for children. Has anyone here seen Toddlers and Tiaras?
Oh, yeah.
That is what this was in the mall.
Oh, God.
So you had a giant crowd of little girls and a bunch of little prom dresses and just a sea of parents behind them. Now these parents paid good money to be here. I didn't. So they have ropes set up specifically so you don't walk in there. And they have a miniature maze so people don't accidentally walk in there. Well, if any of you know about the Mr. Magoo cartoon, well, I was still texting on my way to the food court, and sure enough, I have a little bit of peripheral vision. So on the side, I see a little bit of stuff here. Okay, whatever, I'll just turn this way and avoid it. Again, and again. Until suddenly I hear cheering. And it stops. Suddenly. I look up from my phone and I look to see the sea of parents scowling at me. I look down by my leg. There are 3 little girls in very fancy dresses. And I look to the other side. And the judges were right there holding the trophies. In the very front, there was a photographer who was taking the pictures all along. He could only take so many photos because that is what they hired him for. Now, unlike a normal person, usually what they would do is say sorry and move out of the way as fast as they could. I'm not normal. So, I look at my situation after crashing their beloved award ceremony, and I just look at them, and remember, this is 2017, I have long hair, destroyed sweatpants, and a greasy t-shirt. I do not belong in a beauty pageant. Not then, not now, not never. So I take a giant step and lunge forward as far as I can while the parents are getting more pissed off. I see a flash behind me as the judges were giving the trophies to the girls. I get my food and I'm texting on the way back. Apparently, I see you. I'm almost done. Apparently, I ruined their only shot for their award ceremony, and they couldn't get another one. So, some idiot printed it off. And if you can find the print, you'll see me looking like Sasquatch, stepping out of a photo for a child's beauty pageant. That is all I have to say.
I've seen that pic!
Oh, if you see the trail on the way out, please tell him beep, beep, beep.
I will find you. Just keep beeping.
Excellent story. Please give Anubis another round of applause. All right, who would like to come up next? All right, Citrine, just go ahead and pick a hand.
Okay. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to point and you're going to direct it.
Okay.
You should point it at me.
If you point at the ceiling, you're
there
gonna
we
die.
go. Yep, that works.
That one.
No, I did not do that. I had the blind guy pick the blind guy.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay.
You should be sorry.
I had another panel. It went over.
Excuses, excuses.
What's your name again?
Citrine made it, and he's blind.
citrine is awesome, that's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Alex! Do you want to be on the floor?
Just share this way.
Let's go.
Carry it bridal style.
No, I'm definitely here. I can't hear where sounds are coming from.
Okay, I'll help you because the sighted person doesn't know what he's doing.
Are we doing actual the blind leading the blind?
I think so.
This is great. I don't even need to do the set. Let's just walk through some All right.
Thanks there.
This is an old comedic joke. I think going to go on stage. Oh no! If I hurt myself, that'll be even funnier.
We'll get you down the
All right, where am I going? You're gonna have to go 0 to 60 on that awkward when you want me to stop. Over where? Where am I going?
Over towards my voice, towards your ear.
Oh, I'm good. I got you.
Right here.
Don't smack him with
Ladies and gentlemen, that was my set. Thank you. No, seriously. How are we all doing tonight? Awesome. Cheer real loud. I'm gonna imagine that's the sound of y'all cheering in your underwear. It's gonna help me out with my stage fright. So I got a story about a cat. We all like cats here, right? I play Dungeons and Dragons, and one of the guys in my Dungeons and Dragons group, he's got this cat. This cat is 17 years old, and he's in the same weight class as a wet paper towel. This cat is bright orange. His name is Pumpkin. He's a wonderful cat. He is a trash compactor. Okay? This cat got into my D&D friend's girlfriend's purse, ate 5 Snickers bars. Cat was fine. They took him to the vet. The vet was like, this cat didn't eat chocolate. Yes, this cat ate chocolate. Another time, my buddy got home from work, right? And there's the stem of a banana lying on the floor. No peel, no banana, nothing. This cat devoured an entire banana, peel and all. But the greatest and most legendary pumpkin story of all time, of course, is the peanut butter jar. Now, I'll get into the peanut butter jar here. So my buddy is sitting in his office, he's doing some work, and he hears this sound coming from outside his office, and he's like, oh no, what's Pumpkin doing now? He looks out into the hallway, and there's Pumpkin, right? He's standing there, he's got a peanut butter jar over his head, and he's, bashing the side of his head against a wall, right? He's trying to get this peanut butter jar. He's stuck in there. He's trying to get it off. And Kurt goes, "Oh man, I'm sorry, Pumpkin," and grabs this peanut butter jar off the cat's head. Cat gets pissed off at him. Cat wasn't trying to get the peanut butter jar off his head. He was trying to find something to push up against to get his head deeper into the peanut butter jar and get more peanut butter. Now, that would be funny if that's where the story ended. But that's not where the story ends. You see, my friend, upon seeing this, goes, I don't want you eating my peanut butter, and he's got to throw it away now. He goes and he throws this peanut butter jar away. And he goes back into his office. A couple of hours pass, and he decides he's going to go looking for Pumpkin. And he leaves his office. He can't find him anywhere. He's walking around the house calling him, Pumpkin. He's just walking from room to room, calling this cat's name, Pumpkin. He gets into the room with the trash can where he had thrown away this peanut butter. And he calls, Pumpkin, and out pops the cat's head from the trash can. Now, this was 2 hours later. The cat was not engaged in diving in the trash can to look for the peanut butter jar. The cat dug its way into the peanut butter jar, or into the peanut butter, cat dug its way into the trash can looking for the peanut butter jar, got bored, and fell asleep. Now, there's photographic evidence of this one. There's a picture of this cat, neck and shoulders, sticking up out of a trash can, looking at the camera like, why'd you wake me up? I was having a nap. And that's the story of Pumpkin, the trash compactor cat. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what's the best way for me to get off stage without killing myself?
Over there.
You're gonna fall.
Awesome.
Just walk until you leave.
You let him get up this way! You're the sighted person!
Well, you guys can yell at each other. I'm gonna find a way off the stage.
I thought your thing was
Over here.
I represent Sweden.
Sorry,
I am
microphone.
neutral.
No, I'm good.
stick.
That was the encore.
Traeger's drop.
I did not feel like doing first aid today.
No, this is.
Just a step.
Yeah.
And one more.
Nice. Nailed it.
All right.
Alright, where was I sitting?
I'll help you back there. While we're helping back there, give them a round of applause!
It's not only you.
It doesn't help if we all do it.
AnthrOhio, why don't you choose the next person while we're
Right.
Alright. We chose from over here. I want it from this side of the room, up front. Green shirt. What's your name? Say again. Kyer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Kyer! Go ahead, my friend.
That is the most applause I'm going to get all weekend.
Woo!
Okay, now that's just pity. Okay, so my good blind friend over here just inspired me to tell a story about my lovely dog named Bella. My dog has been my best friend since I moved into my house in 2003. My dog could not be killed by any normal means. She could eat as much chocolate as you can produce from any Hershey factory that you can think of and down it like it was alkali with beer. You're the reason I'm up here.
Thank you.
So one day, my dog had this big thing with me, and I was her favorite person in my family. She would go upstairs with me and sleep in my bed because I had no friends other than her. Friends do exist, I just don't have any. So I'm laying in my bed, and we wake up, I have school in the morning, and Bella's just like, "Dad, I figured out a new trick. Watch me go down the stairs." I'm like, okay. Good. She's like sitting there wagging her tail waiting for me. Okay, go ahead. She waits for it, looks at the stairs and goes, "I got this!" and swan dives down the stairs. I'm like, what? I run over, I'm all scared, I'm like, "Bella, what are you doing?" And she's sitting like nothing happened at the bottom of the stairs. Hi. I'm like, this is why you're my dog. Okay. So the more and more I realized I was friends with Bella and everything like that. Sadly, she recently passed in February. But I have so many dumb stories. This dog was more of a cat than cats are. I mentioned her eating chocolate. So we have this like bar stool area. And above that we have cabinets where we keep sweets. She could get in the cabinets. I had a bag of Tootsie Rolls hidden to where I couldn't reach them. I was like 4'9" at the time. She got them before I did. She would only shit the Tootsie Roll papers. Walk out in the mornings, like, time for school, and they're blowing in the wind. I'm like, that's not natural. Mom, you have some explaining to do. But that eventually led to me slowly getting into the furry fandom. I found my way to Midwest Fur Fest, and I saw things that I cannot unsee. My friend sends me a message, while me and my other friend, his name is Foresta, is getting Starbucks on one of the many stops on the 15-mile Sky Bridge. So we're getting coffee, and he goes, "Hey, I would like to host a room party." Okay. What does it consist of? Well, it is a paw appreciation party.
Oh no.
It's not that lewd.
It will be.
I was so wrong. However, it was not my room, I had no say. So the host of the room goes, "Sure, just don't do it by anybody's belongings." Boy, was I in for a surprise. So I walk in the door, me and Foresta just finished our coffee, and we open the door. I can't even show you on the ground. I walk in the door. There are 5 people in the dining area. And I go, "Oh, this must be the What? What I see is a man in this pose with feet in his mouth.
What?
I gotta take my hat off because this is where my love of the fandom died. Like, so fast. And I stared at it and I was like, "Sup, fellas?" And there's this guy in the corner like, It's so bad, me and Furry are in tears laughing, and we're like, how can we make this worse? We have fursuits at the time. My first original fursuit was sitting in the corner 4 feet away from us. Look, I get it, it's a 1.0. It's not exactly my favorite suit, but come on, guys. It's right there. You're technically doing this on my bed. The floor. So me and Furry start playing the most dumb music we can just to make this awkward. We're like, we're gonna wait to take showers to get in suit. Thinking they'd leave. Oh no, apparently this was just the beginning. By the time we left, not taking a shower because I'd rather not, I don't know any of these people. There were 30 people in my room.
Oh God.
And remember, it's not that lewd. That's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you.
Please give it up for Kyre! Okay, my turn. Okay, we did that zone, so we're going back over here. There's a front row. And there's a front row. And you scare me. Please give it up for Stratus.
Status.
Stratus the parrot.
I'm taking the stairs because I'm fat and I can't climb.
Smart.
So hello, I'm Status the ferret. Yay, my biggest fan. So I'm from a little town in New York. It's about 7.5 hours from here. That was recently on the Late Show, and I say recently, it was like 3 years ago. For our town seal being racist, if you're not familiar, which I don't see why you would be, it's a seal of a white guy wrestling a Native American. What? So there was a vote, after this went viral, there was a vote to change the town seal, and it got rejected, so we just see now the town I come from. So, yeah, I'm sorry. In this town, I go to high school. I'm a senior. I'm done in 3 weeks, and that scares me. Because I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. And so in this high school, I've been involved in the music program now for 9 years. And it's incredible. But in this music program, I've always been kind of shy-ish. I kind of do what I'm supposed to and nothing else. I kind of keep to myself and kind of keep quiet. But you'd never know that from what happened at MCFC. So, for those of you who don't know, I wrote a little song for the Drag It show. So who has actually seen that video?
Never heard.
Oh, I know. Why would you? So, thank you. My older brother has seen the video. Thank you, I appreciate it. And by the way, I'd like to point out that my entire album is on YouTube and has 1 like. I see it. Thank you, Mom. So that song is on YouTube, and if at MCFC I had a brain fart, and I just forgot the words where I say, oh shit, I forgot the words. And then I also forgot that in the middle of it I say dick. So I get back from MCFC. And I'm so excited to show my music teachers this because they're going to be so impressed. Like, the quiet kid actually did something. Which is great, except it's in a school setting. And one of my teachers is very religious. I don't think I've ever heard her say poo. So I bring them both in the office and I pull up the video on my phone. Just so excited because they're going to be so proud of me. I'm so ready. And we get about halfway through and it hits me. I say shit and dick in this. But I just roll with it. I'm like, you know what? We're in the middle of it now. I'm not going to just pull out the video and say, oh, I say a bad word, sorry. I'm 18. You can fucking deal with it. So the video plays, and the first word comes up. There's no reaction. They kind of expect it. The second word comes up, dick. Dick. Oh, by the way, my hometown we call McDonald's with dicks. That's not even relevant to the story. I just thought I'd let you know that. So anyway, we get to the dick. And one teacher, my dear sweet orchestra teacher, who I've known since 8th grade, looks at me and doesn't stop looking at me. And she's just got this wide-eyed expression on her, like she had never heard an 18-year-old say dick before. The other teacher who I mentioned before, the very religious one, cannot get up from the table because she's laughing so hard. I think that's the only story I got, so hey.
Well done. Guys, give it up for Status the Furry!
I broke your mic stand.
That's okay, we break it all the time.
All right, great.
Citrine, your choice.
Make the blind man choose
No,
again.
I'm sitting down this time.
Okay, Alkali, take my hand.
Okay, this is happening. Nice
about
to
time.
meet you.
Yes.
Take my hand. Where are we going?
All right, we did this, so you have to pick all the way in the back of the room. Like all the way in the back of the room.
Okay.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
there
see
you
that
go.
far.
Yeah. Can you see me? I can't see you, but you.
He can.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
How am I introducing you this time?
Oh, the same as always.
Oh, which one is that? Dude, I'm drunk half the time.
Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Paul!
I so appreciate being introduced by Zero Mustel. And I would like to address the rumors I know you're all worried about. It was self-defense, not murder. That puppet pulled a knife on me. Now, what? I told you that story so I could tell you this one.
I fucking love you so much.
I've had this story bumping around in my brain for about 5 years. I never told it because it's boring. I'm going to tell it anyway because Alkali stopped me from telling it last year.
Sounds about right.
The time the Vikings invaded Calaveras. Now you may be wondering at this point, what kind of Viking goes up the Mississippi River in 1860? Well, these Vikings were pretty stupid, and to acknowledge this and illustrate it, they were going to visit their relatives in St. Olaf. St. Olaf. All right, I have to give you an illustrative story, obviously, you don't know what that means. Now, the average St. Olafian is a pretty stupid person. To give an example, their circus strongman and dentist is the same person. And one day, a patient went in, said they had a toothache. The dentist gave it a pull. Whee! Guess I wonder what that's about. Whee! So the dentist, deciding that this tooth was a problem, decided to extract it. Well, unfortunately, this tooth, the root had hooked onto the man's right big toe. And so when the dentist pulled, it was a circus strongman, he extracted the man's entire skeleton. So anyway, these stupid Vikings were going up the Mississippi. And this was incidentally how Horatio Nelson, the beaver, not the Napoleonic admiral, lost his cannon and killed the town mayor, which all the stallions regret. So these Vikings were bringing up to St. Olaf a cargo hold full of gelt. Gelt. Well, obviously you don't know what that means. Well, listen up, Goyim. You're obviously a bunch of Gentiles in this room that have to demonstrate something. Now, every Hanukkah, the kids play dreidel. Now, most of the time, they only play now for a gelt, which I can now, where's the bag of holding? Indeed, gelt. It's these gold coins made of chocolate. Here we go. Normally, they only use one dreidel, obviously, so you spin it, and you win or lose coins. Jesus saved, Moses invests. I don't know why they're teaching the kids how to gamble, but whatever. Now, thank you very much. Now, if you got yourself 2 dreidels, now you can do some good things with that. You spin it, and yes, that one means that you have to take half the gelt and invest it in an index fund that pays off 1 Hershey's. Now these two That's Yonah Schimmel. Now, you don't want to get Yonah Schimmel if you're a kid, because that means you have to go and get the knish, and instead of playing, now you're playing for the knish. I seem to be winning. Now, the worst thing you can get is 2 nuns, because that means you have to give all of your gelt to Elijah, and he won't be arriving until Passover in April. And Hanukkah being in October, you're going to be having some pretty bad gelt, and Elijah's not going to like it. Now, luckily, he very rarely shows up to Passover because he's not much of a mensch. So, which reminds me, my great... Stop that. My grandfather was a bit of a shlemiel. He was the rabbi of a restricted synagogue. And his parishioner said, "Rabbi, why are you a rabbi of a restricted synagogue? Where are you going to get your parishioners?" And the rabbi said, "Oh, well, you know."
I feel like something happened to me and that was bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman over here has been performing at open mics for quite some time. That is a character akin to the great Mark Twain that you just do way faster than him. It's an amazing character. Thank you so much for sharing that with us again. Guys, let's give it up for...
No, seriously, what's the actual fuck?
It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my absolute favorite things.
I'll say it again.
Okay, phenomenal. I did that sign. I want center in the room. Center in the room. Here, pretty center. Over here. Come on up. What's your name?
Orion.
Orion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Orion!
Oh, so that's what stage fright is. All right. So, if you all don't know, I'm from a lovely little area called Kentucky. I hate that state. But I come from a little...
Better than New York.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Try Ohio.
I'm from a little city called Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown is 4 hours away from here. And I'm going to tell you all about the story of how my family found out I was a furry. Literally yesterday. So, I get into the car with my sibling and their fiance. And we're gonna ride all the way to Columbus, 4 hours straight, no pee breaks, no food, nothing. So, along the entire way there, I had not told anyone that I was going to a furry convention. I told them it was a Comic-Con. You know, like the one in San Diego. You know, there's no way one of those would be over here in the East Coast. But they start pointing out questions like, what kind of Comic-Con is it? Do you know who's going to be there? Like all those questions. Is there going to be, like, who's the guest of honor? I couldn't really tell them the guest of honor was a furry. Because I'm from a small town. If you are not a straight white cis, you're practically just, I'm not sure how to word this.
Diverse.
Well, that's the nice way of saying it. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're 2 hours in. They're asking all these questions. It's already too late. I've already said too many lies. I can't go back. When you start lying, you cannot go back. So the rest of 2 hours pass of awkward silence. I exit the car. Thank God it's Thursday. No one is wearing fursuits outside. So there's no way they can figure out. I exit the door, I grab all my stuff, and I begin to walk in. I hear a honk, I go, oh, I must have forgotten something. I turn around. My sister is wearing a fursuit head. And she yells ooh woo as they drive off. It turns out they looked up what conventions were in Columbus, Ohio. I made a mistake of telling them, oh no, it begins that week, instead of saying it's a week later. Because they found it was AnthrOhio. And now my mother, who is a devout Christian, my father, who I swear to God has a love of motorcycles that everything else seems like it's the devil, and my sibling and my now brother-in-law, who have no idea what the family's about, all know that I'm a furry, and I have to go home to that. And that's gonna be the worst thing. I don't know about that part. I actually don't. I don't want to know, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my story of how my entire family found out I was a furry. In the worst way possible.
I pity you.
Guys, we are all here to have a good time, and please continue to do so. However, when somebody is performing, let them finish their performance. No matter how funny your line is, it will distract them. Let them it's okay. Let them deliver the show the way they want to.
So you did that side last time, right? That side? Okay, so we gotta go over here this time. And up right in the front row, that is an adorable fursuit. Let's bring that up on stage.
Ah, fursuiter!
And what is your name? All right, ladies and gentlemen, first give it up for Dustin!
Again? Why?
Because we love you.
Fair enough.
And they love
Fuzzy.
tormenting you.
So fuzzy.
Fun.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, I thought I'd tell you a story that I told at my very first open mic 4 years ago at First Squared. And I have not told it since, or to anyone since, because, well, of the incident. So, I'm a furry, but I've been a reenactor for 13 years. I started off with Civil War, and now I do World War II. And I do it with a group of guys that I absolutely love to death because they're funny, they're fantastic, they do their craft very well, and we all have a good time. It's very much a team building thing. And there's this one little village in Wisconsin in the middle of November that is a tactical. It is essentially a non-public event that we go to, but we have our own fun by just shooting at each other with blanks without anyone being there to actually know what's going on. So, it's Friday night, and the Civil War guys that summer built these little nice wooden mud huts. And I thought, wow, this is actually pretty cool. We're not going to freeze our ass off tonight. Oh, this is amazing. So we open up a door and like, oh, that is so cool. It's got a fire mantle. Oh, sweet. Yeah, we're totally not going to freeze our ass. So as it gets colder, this is when it was getting down to 10 degrees at night. And for the first time ever, we have a luxury. We have a dwelling. We are not camping out in tents, out in the open. We're in a wooded area. Fantastic. So then we started putting little tiny fires into these little, essentially the firebox. Well, I made a unfortunate discovery that as me, my dad, who was sleeping on the top shelf right above the door, and our friend Rich, who was sleeping right next to the fire, as we were getting quite nice and comfy inside, I went outside to take a wee. And I go outside, and then I look up, and I see a 10-foot flame. And I had then discovered that our mud hut, the other mud huts have a brick firebox and steel chimney. Well, ours happened to be made out of mud and wood with an old-time, like 4 or 5 barrel wooden barrel, something you'd use to store wine in, as a chimney. And that was catching on fire. And we have been inside this hut for hours, not realizing this. And I thought, oh damn, oh that ain't good. So, you know what's the best thing I do? I run around and I actually try to grab my little canteen cup about this, that holds about the same amount of water as a coffee mug, and I start putting it out in the fire. And you know what? A friend of mine sees what's happening and joins in. So then he actually grabs 2 of them and he starts, huh, huh. And, well, it was actually working, surprisingly. And also the roof too was also pretty much, it was plywood, but it was also insulated with hay. So as soon as that would have caught on fire, that old hut would have pretty much gone out, well, gone up in flames. So when I got inside to get my canteen cup, my dad's like coughing and whatnot, and he almost kicked me straight in the face. And so there is my dad, he's watching me and my friend Alex, putting out a fire with 2 smallish cups, and we were able to contain the flames. And yeah, the level of let's just say we actually have a highly qualified Romeoville firefighter on the grounds in our unit, and we decided, should we tell Ed? No, let's actually let him sleep, we handle this. And yeah, by about 1 a.m. in the morning, fire's out. We're freezing our ass off the rest of the weekend. Now, I pack up my shit, put it in my car. I sit down inside. I'm about to, ready to go back home. I put the key in the ignition, turn it on, and I turn on the radio. And the first song that came up was Burning Down the House by, was it Talking Heads or Twisted Heads?
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads. And that's when it finally, like, the final nail in the coffin. Boom, right there. And I just thought, well, this is pretty much my life right here. And that's my story.
All right, I need to help him down. I
We
believe
didn't
it's
start the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to light it. Fire!
Come here, that time for ukulele karaoke.
Okay, here, I'm gonna let you.
Oh, am I pointing? You're directing now?
No, we're pointing with my long hard stick.
God damn it!
Firmly grasp his long hard stick.
Firmly grasp
There, or over there, or, just tell me
What feels good to you?
And stop! Right there. Whoever you're pointing at.
No wiggies. Jordan.
Perfect.
What did it feel like holding his long hard stick?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jordan!
Hi, Jordan.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. So, everyone was asking me, are you going to stand up tonight? Are you going to stand up? I said, yeah. Are you going to talk about how you knocked over the old lady in the wheelchair? I didn't know elderly abuse was so popular, but here you go. So, I was going to the grocery store one day before work trying to pick up some lunch, and it was very crowded because, think about it, it's like, I don't know, Coupon Tuesday or something. So, everyone's lined up, and I'm just making my way, moving through the aisle, and of course, I'm squeezing through, I see a lady in a wheelchair with her service dog, and I'm like, Miss, I gotta move around you. She looked at me, didn't comprehend anything. Miss, I gotta move around you. Nothing happened. All right, so I start scooching around, and before I knew it, out of my peripheral vision, I see the old lady in the wheelchair just fall over. So, if you're out in the crowd, and some old lady falls over, everyone just circles around you really fast. And then all of a sudden the manager comes by. And then the manager goes, okay, what's happening? The crowd turns on you like that. She knocked over that old lady. Yeah, she took my weed. Yeah, she did this. She did that. Yeah, she beat me up. She took the alcohol. She stole this. I live in the ghetto. So, I had the police called. And then the old lady didn't do anything. She didn't comprehend anything. I don't know what was going on. But what made me so mad was the service dog sat there and he did nothing. He just sat there and looked. And he didn't help her. He didn't look at her. He didn't even look at me. And I'm just like, come on, buddy, help me out. Didn't help me. So that is my, sadly, I knocked over an old lady. I did get banned from IGA. That was the store it was. There was police report filed, but no charges pressed, so yay, I'm free. So we let that kind of be, and now IGA doesn't stand anymore, so now I'm welcome anywhere. So that's one of my funny favorite stories. I also recently started dating again, which is very awkward, and I'm an awkward person. So when I pretty much go to date, I went on a date with a guy, and I think our hitting point was the weapons in our car. I have a knife. I have a knife too. you? Great. And what type of knife is yours? Mine's a box cutter. Great. And we just sat there talking about our knives. Also, I went on a date with another guy where we sat together, 6 of us sitting side by side, looking at a wall. For a whole hour, no one said anything. And I was like, and the poor waiter, he was trying desperately to help me. He was like, do you want this? Do you want that? And the guy just sat there and said nothing. I mean, back in the day when I used to date, it used to be so much easier. Because back in the day when you were in high school, I mean, before Facebook and there was MySpace and, you know, all this other cool stuff, you actually had to go out and do the research yourself. So when you go and look for a guy, you had to know his friends, you got to know the places, you got to know the cars, almost kind of like a stalkerish type of thing. You knew his friends, you knew his friends. You just magically showed up at a place and go, hey, I didn't know you actually like to work out. I don't, but I'm here, so hi. And that's how you met somebody, and that was just easy. Back then, it was very simple. Back then, people got hurt. Back then, you were on your knees looking through somebody's window going, yeah, I see ya. Back then, the stalking was okay. Okay? That's back then. You actually had to put in the work, and don't act all high and mighty. It's called Facebook now, okay? You got to do all the work hour ahead of you. It tells you what their age, their sex is, what they like to do for fun, where they're at. I mean, it's all set up for you. Back then, you had to do the work yourself. And that's why I don't think young people get where we are at these days. You got to put in that work. So I pretty much dated a guy. His name was Chicago. And that's all my friends knew him as was Chicago. Chicago liked some weird stuff. He was to the point where he wanted weird bodily fluid to the part where furry fandom was too high up there and it was gross. Yes. Chicago only knew the name of as Chicago. That's all my friends knew him as. They just knew he was this gross guy who had like millions of dollars, so they're like, here, vomit on me, money! And that's how it worked. That was back in the day. They don't do that these days. I'm done.
Jordan. Give it up again for Jordan. I think we got time for one more, and I believe it's your pick, sir.
All right, we've done middle, we did this side, middle, you've been, okay, who's never done an open mic before here? I want someone who's never done an open mic, come on up here. Sorry, I know you've been up like every time with me. I want to give a few more people. What's your name?
It's Noel Fuchs.
Noel Fuchs?
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher the shit out of this.
It's all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Noel Fuchs!
Okay, so I have told the story at another con, another non-furry con, and I'd normally entitle the story "The Furry in the Elevator," but given present company, that doesn't exactly grab as much attention. So instead, I'm going to call it "I Should Have Taken the Stairs." So, was at OhioCon about 4 or 5 years ago, and I had just gotten out of a really late panel. We're talking like 2:30 in the morning. And I'm exhausted from bobbing around con all day, so I'm just sitting here thinking, you know what? It's like I'm like 5 floors up, or however many floors, and screw it, I'm taking the elevator. There's nobody there, because they're normally crowded as all hell. So I go up, hit the button, elevator door opens, I get inside, thinking, all right, sweet, got to take the elevator, don't have to worry about climbing up a bunch of flight of stairs. Now, of course, my elevator etiquette is still there. I'm still waiting for somebody to, door start to close, and I hear a muffled, in the distance. What the hell? I held the door, and there is, a fursuiter charging. I'm not going to give species or fur color or anything else because this might be a bit embarrassing for this person. So I let the guy on, and the elevator is just delayed for some reason. It's taking forever. Doors are closed, and it finally starts taking off. Well, it's just moving at a snail's pace. But I'm like, whatever, I'm not exactly in any hurry. And we get to talking and whatnot, and he goes, oh, I gotta take this thing off. Pops the head off. And the smell that came off of him, I could only describe as swamp ass gas station nacho cheese, and years upon years of shame and regret. This guy smelled what I'm pretty certain the Pokemon Gloom smells like.
Oh, God.
And I'm just sitting there going, "Urgh." I'm like, don't breathe in nasally, obviously, but don't breathe in because then you get that taste of it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And then, boom. Emergency elevator stop.
I'm sorry, what?
I am almost in the fetal position by the time the elevator starts to rise again. I'm on the floor, I'm cradling back and forth, doing my best not to tell this person that he smells like the inside of an ass. And he was so polite, so nice, and I feel bad because this was before I was involved within the community at all. And we're talking to him, and finally my floor comes up because my floor is just below his. The doors get open maybe this far. I don't even give it the chance to open. I turn sideways and I try to Paper Mario out the bitch like. And I just charge down the hallway like I'm doing the freaking Get Out challenge. I get to my hotel room and I Sparta kick the fucking door and I get to the bathroom and I am just like exorcist vomiting from the smell.
Oh.
One of the people I'm rooming with comes in. She's like, "You okay?" And it's like the end of Heart of Darkness. I'm just like, the horror, the horror. Yeah, I should have taken the stairs.
Ah! Oh.
Give it up one more time for Noel Fricks. Thank you for coming to AnthrOhio Open Mic. You all did amazing. Next up, Alkali Bismuth. Whose line is it anyway?
Here we go.
Guys, stick around for a show. If you didn't get up here for the open mic, try and get up here for the improv, because trust me, it's just as much fun.
Silver Gato Man, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gato Man, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gato Man, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.